To East Africa, Somalia is largely dry and the majority of its people are hungry. Profoundly so, according to international aid officials on the scene, who add that if the rains expected in April aren't sufficient, crops won't grow. And that could lead in coming months to widespread famine. Meanwhile, Somalia's president has now declared a state of disaster. VOA's senior analyst Jeffrey Young examines the situation.
Somalia has always had rainy and dry spells that impact the northeastern African state's food production. But this year, a near rainless 2016 has caused food insecurity for a massive number of Somalia's more than 11 million people. This has prompted Somali President Mohamed Abdullahi Farmajo to declare a state of disaster on February 28 and call for immediate aid from the international community. Save the Children Somalia Country Director Hassan Noor via Skype.
Somalia at the moment is in very dire situation. There are 6.2 million people who are suffering from food insecurity. Just to let you know, this is more than 50% population of Somalia. Out of these 6.2 million people, approximately 3 million people are those who are in emergency or crisis situation, which means that they don't have anything to eat.
If the spring rains fall short of what's needed, hunger will dramatically worsen, according to UN Food and Agricultural Organization Somalia Director Richard Trenchard via Skype.
We've got famine warnings in two of the areas up in the northeast, down in the southwest. That if we don't now provide enormous scale immediate support, we could be looking at famine in the next second half of this year.
But Save the Children's Hassan Noor disagrees with that timeline, saying that the impending crisis is much more immediate.
I think 6 months is a very long period. If the situation remains same for another 6 weeks, we will be pretty much hitting the famine.
Somalia has known mass hunger before. In 2011, another extraordinary drought and widespread crop failures were worsened by the insurgency of terrorist group al-Shabaab and slow outside response. More than 250,000 people perished. Via Skype, the International Committee for the Red Cross Somalia Director Jordi Reich.
The famine of 2011, where the humanitarian community in general and the international community as well was very slow in identifying this potential famine. The reaction was very, very late as well, and hundreds of thousands of persons ended up losing their lives.
While aid organizations work on Somalia's immediate hunger needs, the nation's agricultural infrastructure remains a problem. Again, via Skype, the UN's Richard Trenchard.
If you ask me what the number one important long-term spend is, it's got to be water. It's got to be managing the increasingly scarce water resources and also making sure we can put in irrigation systems that really allow those areas where you have really fertile soil in Somalia to really produce the food that Somalia so desperately needs.
Along with better water capture, storage, and distribution, FAO's Trenchard says providing Somalis and others in Africa with more resilient crop seeds could help cushion the blow caused by climate change. But capacity building takes time, and by the day, more Somalis could die from hunger and thirst. Jeffrey Young, VOA News.